What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Matthew Putterman. I'm here with Life of a Prize Fighter. I'm here with Bellator Bantamweight champion, interim champion currently, Raufeon Stots, who will be fighting on December 9th at the Mohegan Sun against Danny Sabatello. How you doing today, Raufeon?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. I can't complain. Can't complain.
Good to see you. I gotta ask you, man, it's just like I've been seeing so much on the internet now. Why is there so much animosity between you and Danny Sabatello? Because when I interviewed Danny, interviewed Danny over the phone when he was fighting the Contender Series, right?
Yeah.
And he kind of had like that cocky arrogance, but in a good way. That's his thing, right?
Yeah.
And now it just feels like he has gone 0 to 100 like real quick. And I look at it now, but my question is, why is there so much animosity here, Rob?
Have the Italian gangster, Danny Sabatello, against Raufeon Stots.
You know, it's just like, I feel like, so we both like to talk shit, I feel like, you know what I mean?
What do you think of his performance?
He fucking sucked. That shit was terrible.
And it's just coming to a head, you know what I mean? We both feel like we're the best in the world. But I feel like the shit talking, you know, it's only one way. It only goes one way. You know what I mean? It only comes to a peak. You know what I mean? It's like a pimple. It comes to a peak and then it's going to have to pop. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like on the outside, it probably feels a little more. And it is, I feel like, the calamity of the fight and like what the fight's worth. You know what I mean? We both fighting to have a chance at $1 million. That's life changing for, I'm sure, both of us. And you know what I mean? We in each other's way. So at the like root of it, it's a lot fucking on the line. On top of that, I don't really like the way he go about his stuff, you know what I mean? And he don't like the way I go about my stuff, I'm sure. You know, so that like just add a little more just a little more like sizzle and not liking him, you know what I mean? Like the way he approaches like talking about other fighters or getting fights or talking about the fights themselves. It don't resonate with me, you know what I mean? But we both coming from two different places. We both coming from two different, you know what I mean, backgrounds. So I guess that stuff's gonna happen. But yeah, I think that's why, you know, it's a lot on the line. We both like to talk shit, and we don't like how each other talks shit for the most part. So that's where we're at now.
No, for sure. And that's I gotta lead you right into my next question. You know, I know you probably heard this a million times, but I'm gonna ask you this anyways, because I wanna know. On the Ariel Helwani show, I actually was like, okay, like they're just about to talk a lot of crap.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I see him get up. I'm like, all right, this dude he got up.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was about to do something, but what was the scuffle here? Like what happened with there? Like I want to know your behind the story.
Like I said, look, we got like two different styles of shit talking. A lot of the times he talks shit like he about like really fucking me up. Like he about like if he see me on the street, he gonna beat me up or something.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the persona he giving off. I don't necessarily agree with that being the case. I don't think he's like that. I don't think, you know what I mean, he's about that type of energy. You know what I mean? So I feel like he was playing his role, you know, he stood up, you know, and he kind of sees things through to a point where he can get separated or where he knows you know, people are not gonna or let him pass a point or whatever. So I just wanted to let him know, like if you are about it, bro, I'm all the way about it. Like I don't I don't like give off this persona of a bad guy, a tough guy. But I grew up in Acres Home, bro, and I don't play about like if you gonna fight me, you know what I mean? Like I might be laughing all the way up until when you touch me, but when you touch me, I'm gonna hurt you and I'm gonna hurt you bad, and it ain't gonna be nobody that's gonna be able to stop me. What's the name? So I just pretty much wanted to let him know if you touch me or do anything like that, bro, I will hurt you, bro. So I feel like, yeah, again, like it gets to a point or whatever to where like it's just like that type of stuff is like inevitable. Yeah, and it's just I think it's just because, you know, we don't like each other, or we genuinely don't like each other, and we don't like how we we both approach. Like I'm talking about him. I'm talking about what he looks like. I'm talking about how he fights. I'm talking about which I guess he is too. But it's the way he do it is like he's trying to say that he's like he's better than me. He's stronger than me. He's whatever, and I just don't agree. So it's just what it is. A fight game. Battle of disagreements, I guess. I don't know.
And seeing him fight, I mean, his competition's obviously been different than yours.
Yeah.
I mean, you fought Magomed, you fought Josh Hill. I mean, you fought a lot of different guys, and I mean, obviously fought Leandro Higo and things like that too. He fought for the title a bunch. But looking at that now, it's like, what do you think? What do you think he possesses that would give you a threat? Because going on record, you saying he really doesn't pose too much threat, really just more control. Either he's going to wrestle, chain wrestle, and things like that.
So his biggest threat to the wrestling or to the fight is that he's a better wrestler. So he's hoping that he's a better wrestler than me. That's pretty much the only thing he has to cling on. Actually, he's a better wrestler and a better he thinks he has better cardio than me. So he can like pretty much hold me down and stifle pretty much what I have to do, all my the things I'm good at, However, I don't feel like your wrestling is either like that much better than mine, if better than mine at all, and it's gonna be able to control me. You know what I mean? I've been training as a wrestler pretty much since I started MMA, so I know what you need to do. You know what I mean? I also have fought plenty of wrestlers. I fought Mohegan, who thought he was gonna be able to hold me down. Juan Archuleta thought he was gonna be able to hold me down. And I'm well equipped with dealing with that. You know what I mean? So I just don't think those things are a threat to me. Like even if you get me down, there's no way in hell you're gonna hold me down. And it's a big if you get me down. You know what I'm saying? If you can get me down, because your entries are not very good. You know what I mean? So me looking at it analytically, I just don't. There's not a lot of places where he can like take over this fight. There's a lot of places where there's like a big gap. There's a big gap in the skill level, and he says like he's good, like he's better than what he's shown or whatever in the striking. But from what I've seen, from what you pretty much you got to do something outside of what you've done your whole fight career. I gotta do pretty much what I've been doing. I don't have to change up nothing. I don't have to make big leaps anywhere. But you got to do something drastically different to fight me. So that's just where I don't see him threatening me kind of like anywhere. Granted, I'm gonna stay aware, and I'm not like overlooking him, but I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do to him, and which is like fuck him up.
Definitely. I mean, watching all like your past, even just going into Bellator, seeing like the evolution of that, and then even the UFC was on. They wanted you. It kind of wanted you. They kind of did, and they were trying to see, can this kid be the next star? What is he made of? And seeing the evolution of your game from the past couple of years of like watching your fights and knowing you, it's seeing like you're striking and you're just getting more comfortable with your hands because you've really come from more of like a wrestling background, obviously. So looking at that and seeing your evolution of that, how do you think this is going to go down between you and Danny Sabatello? Because you have a lot of keys and ways to win this fight, but where do you think you would shine here, obviously, other than your grappling, what you're going to show off in this fight?
Yeah, so basically, I'm going to be able to impose my will striking, because not only am I like a good striker, I'm good at like dictating kind of where the fight goes. Like if you watch my fights and you watch before my fight, however I say I want the fight to go is usually, how it goes, because I'm good at dictating where I want the fight to go. If I want the fight on the ground, I'm good at dictating that it's going to be on the ground. If I don't want it on the ground, I'm good at dictating that too. I'm good at getting back to my feet. So he's pretty much he's going to have to adjust to everything I'm doing. And then also, if you look at, so both of us started as wrestlers, right? So what happened with Danny Sabatello, and I don't know if it's because of the gym he's at, because of like how he thinks as a fighter, but you see, like, so pretty much Then he started as a wrestler, and he's been doing it, I don't know how long or whatever, and people would still classify him as a wrestler. So that tells me two things. That tells me that you have success in wrestling, so you're comfortable. You're comfortable wrestling. You're comfortable being in position and grappling positions. But also you're not comfortable going. You're not comfortable at least going to other disciplines or being in other discipline situations, or in the case where you got to fight me, you're not comfortable being the nail. You know what I mean? The nail in the situation. You're very good when you're the best wrestler in the exchange, or you're the best grappler in the exchange, but you're not very good when you're not that. You know what I mean? When you got somebody more athletic that has better technique and can impose their will on you. I don't see you what you call that, handling those situations well. Just and again, I'm just looking at the fights that you've had. And then you look at me. So there's a lot of fights where I put myself in positions that quote unquote is not my best positions. You know what I mean? So in the fight versus Magomed, I put myself in the striking exchange because I felt like he was more uncomfortable in the striking. So I kept it striking with him. He also got to my, or he ended up getting to my he took me down and put me on my back, I also swept him. I also like reverse positioned on him, which tells you that I'm comfortable wherever you're gonna put me. I'm proficient. And I know what to do from those situations. And again, I don't know if it's because he's at a big gym, and when you have like so many good guys, you're just like focusing on winning. So you just focus on what you're good at and you try to win. Whereas in the gyms, in the places that I train, Rufus Sport, here at Heritage Muay Thai and O Athletic with Team Fight Metro, I focus on getting better. I focus on progressing as a martial artist. You know what I mean? So I'm put in bad positions a lot of time where the person should win. You know what I mean? So I'm forced to handle those situations and progress and come on top in that situation. So what I'm looking forward to in the fight is when he gets into a position where he's not dominant or where he's not winning. I'm interested to see how he handles that. And what I think is gonna happen is he gonna handle it like a bitch. That's what I think. He can prove me wrong, and then we'll go from there. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm looking forward to the most in this fight.
Definitely. Yeah, that's there's a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of things he's good at, and there's a lot of things you're good at too. And that's the beauty of this game, is no one else can go in there and fight for you. And that's the thing. It's literally who is better, who comes out the better fighter. And they're on the other side of the bracket. You got, of course, a former opponent of yours, Magomed versus Patchy Mix. And I've been saying on all social media, everything, I believe I kept saying, I'm like, I want to see Raufeon fight Patchy Mix. I felt like your two styles matched up well.
Yeah.
Due to how similar, but then again, you both have differences of control. Patchy's more of control. You're more of like, I can strike, but I can also chain wrestle the takedowns.
Yeah.
Who do you have in that fight versus Magomed and Patchy? Because that's a coin flip. Honestly, to me, that's a coin flip.
So before this last fight Magomed had, I would have said Patchy. Just given his performance against Horiguchi, which now I feel like Magomed had a better performance versus Barzola than or he had a better performance, I feel like. So now going into this fight, I feel like Magomed has more skills because he showed his striking was amazing. His ring awareness of like what he needed to do was amazing. And his obviously the submission he pulled off, the guillotine was a great submission. So I'm going with Magomed just because I feel like he does have more tools. He throws spinning stuff. He throws kicks on the ground. He's really savvy, and he sometimes he puts himself in bad position, but he's good at at working out of him or working. Yeah, I had his back. I almost choked him out in a rear naked choke, and he was able to get out. So that tells me a lot. I look at that type of stuff. Patchy Mix is a freaking dog. I can't lie. His last that fight against Horiguchi, I did not expect him to win. To be honest with you, I did not expect him to win, and he came out and he showed out, man. I think he took dude's back in like the first 5 seconds, and just controlled him. A guy that I felt like got some of the best movement in the division we're in, and he shut him down, So yeah, I'm gonna go with Magomed. I kind of hope I get to fight Patchy because I already fought Magomed, and I want to fight Patchy because like I want to fight every single person in the bantamweight division if I can. But I'm gonna go with Magomed.
Yeah, I can see like you said. They're both really talented.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Patchy Mix comes out on top. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, because he surprised me in Horiguchi too, with just the movement from Horiguchi and the way he was able to handle Sergio until the loss, of course. It really just shows how high level he still is and that he can fight for, I mean, he won the Bellator title and the Rizin title. So it shows like he's not a slouch by any mean. 2-time champ, that's huge.
Another fight in Rizin like a couple weeks
I
ago.
know he's just not, I think he knocked the guy out in Rizin now.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck is happening? Like,
yeah,
he is good. He's always been one of those guys that's like right there, but did in the UFC didn't get the title because Demetrius got him. But again, he's a great fighter. Yeah. But with this Grand Prix, if you end up winning this Grand Prix, what with the $1 million, what is your first thing of purchase that you would like to get? Is it something for your family? You're like, man, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna buy this for myself. What is it?
So the first thing I'm gonna do with my $1 million, there's a plot of land that my family has, and I want to build a kind of an estate / like just like a nice house, and kind of make that plot of land, something for our family. So that's one thing I want to do. I really don't know, bro. I really don't know with the rest of it. I don't got like. I'm not like a material guy, a lot of the stuff that I'm gonna do is probably gonna be just setting my family up, to be financially stable. Yeah, I don't know. I got pretty much everything I can need. I'm not like a car dude. I'm not like I don't like all the flashy. I don't need the flashy stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, the house is probably gonna be what I'm gonna purchase.
That's huge. My next question is to you. How do you stay so disciplined and how do you stay so humble during, because people look at you, then they'll know you and they see you and Danny getting into it after Danny's fight or just on the Ariel Helwani show. How do you stay so grounded and so positive even in situations where it's like you want to kill the guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for me, this is like this is truly the martial arts. Like I'm in love with like the martial arts. I'm in love with like progressing, and I love what the progression has done for me. It was the same way kind of in wrestling. I kind of fell in love with wrestling, and the sport has taught me so much. The sport of wrestling has taught me so much. Same for martial arts or mixed martial arts has like really taught me a lot. So I'm like thankful and I'm grateful because I pay attention not only to like what's going on now, but like past champions that I've been able to like hang out with or learn from, Anthony Pettis, Sergio, Jens Pulver, Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, and this stuff don't last forever. You know what I mean? So I also don't let, this is martial arts is a part of me, but it's not like everything I am. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a citizen, a brother, you know what I mean? And that type of stuff is gonna probably live on for me for a lot longer than this stint of my life that's that I'm in the spotlight and I'm doing well in martial arts. So that's who I am. You know what I mean? Martial arts is a part of who I am, but ultimately, that doesn't make me. So I don't put all my eggs in, or I don't. Also, Anthony Pettis taught me one thing. He was like, don't believe how good somebody say you, or don't believe how good everyone says you are, and don't believe how bad everyone says you are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's also like the fans are cool or whatever, but I don't let them dictate my confidence or my like who I am as a person. I don't let like the fame or the accolades or stuff like that like affect like who I am. At the end of the day, I want to leave this place, leave this earth in a better place than I found it, and that starts with making relationships and being kind to everybody. So that's kind of how I live my life.
I love it, man. That's very well said. I like that a lot. But Ralph, I really do appreciate you joining me today on my show, Life of a Prize Fighter. Of course, I do highlights, everything like that on YouTube. And if you'd like to shout out any sponsors, my man, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I like to thank Zero Shoes. I feel like I've really benefited from barefoot training and barefoot, lifestyle. I also like to thank Invincible Watches, Perfect Sports for supplements, and yeah. Thanks everybody else for supporting me. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go. I am like nice at heart, but I'm gonna fuck this dude up. But yeah. I
That's
appreciate
that mindset
everybody.
to go in there, right? Either he's gonna kill you, or you're gonna
Exactly.
kill him, right?
Gotta go. One of us gotta go, bro.
So I get that. No, and I best of luck to you. I know it's gonna be a great fight on December 9th in Connecticut at the
Hell yeah.
Mohegan Sun. And Raufeon, again, thank you for joining me today. And this is Matthew Putterman signing out with Life of a Prize Fighter. You guys have a great day and God bless. Have a good one.
God bless, bro.